guess we should get started.
Yes. So what's the plan tonight?
Okay, so let me check my notes. So I believe we have a new asset pack.
Oh yes.
So I think we should start with that. Here it is, or at least the preview. So
Is a link to the pack or no?
it's a link. Yeah, you can find it on GitHub. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's the second part of the Ninja Adventure asset pack, um, and it's very snowy. I think we used some of it to do the Pac-Man last week, uh, but maybe it was mostly assets from the first version. Yeah, I don't remember. But anyway, it looks very cool, and I think it was one of the most requested or most used asset packs, so that's why Pixel Boy um chose to work on this one.
My sound is too low.
Oh, okay.
Can try to make it a bit higher. Tell me if there is some noise again.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the noise is just for me on Skype, and maybe it's fine for them.
Yep. Let us know. So yeah.
Maybe you can show the new tile set and some of the animated monsters and stuff.
Do you have the pack on my computer?
You can load them up on GitHub directly.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
Yeah. So what I did is I removed the various zip files from each IO, and I just put a link to the GitHub package directly, because it was a lot of work to just update every asset pack every time, and since they are hosted on GitHub, we might as well use that.
So how do you download a single pack? It is still possible?
No, you can't, but I don't think it matters that much, because like you've got a download zip button at the top,
Yeah.
and it's not that big. So I mean,
Okay.
it's less work even for people who want to download them all.
Yeah,
And
right.
if you only care for some part of it, you can just use that and discard the rest.
Okay.
Okay, so you can click on download the asset packs on each IO just to check how it looks. Um, yep. So there's less entries,
Yeah, okay.
as you can see at the
Just a
bottom.
mega pack.
Yep. And I counted the files. We've got over 1,200 assets, so that's quite a lot, which is pretty cool. I think Pixel did new music too. I didn't get a chance to listen to it. Yes. Like I think there's 8 new tracks. Yep. Okay, so I don't know. Maybe we can put them in the background or something. Could be nice.
Yeah, I think I got the pack somewhere, so
Okay.
I'll try to find it.
Metilen is saying that he can't watch the stream on Twitch because there are too many freezes. Bilou is streaming at a higher quality than usual, so I don't know if that might be the issue.
On my end, I have no keyframe lost. The
Okay.
bitrate is constant, but there may be still some problems.
Okay. Well, at least we have the VOD afterwards.
So the last musics should be the new one, I guess.
I suppose so, yeah.
Native Windows player can't read them.
Right, yeah.
Thank you. So, do we have one? I don't have any. Really?
You should have VLC or Media Player Classic.
Nope. But I can download it.
Random unrelated question. Why is my model breaking up when I offset the vertices in the vertex shader? That's a bit weird.
Oop. Black screen, sorry.
Yeah. Basically, I think the various the various vertices aren't connected to one another. They just happen to be in the same place. So each face is actually independent. So maybe your vertex shader doesn't compute exactly the same transforms for each face. I don't know how it works, but
Well,
that might be the issue. Yeah.
I'm sorry if it was pretty loud.
Sorry, what did you say, Bilu?
I just started the music and I think it was really loud, so
Okay,
I'm
okay.
sorry.
I can't hear it. Oh yeah, that makes sense since I'm on Skype. Yeah, okay. All right. So let me know how it is. I'll listen to it later.
It is relaxing. It's the first one.
Okay. Cool.
Tell me you people, tell me if the sound is okay, if it's too low or not. I don't know.
All right. So what's next? What should we talk about? Um,
This is quite a good one. New asset pack.
yep. True. Okay. Um, so basically, I've been um, reworking our dialogue system for the application, and I did this a few weeks ago, and now I've started moving these changes from the app repository into the core repository. So what I did is I added some titles to the various dialogues, and I made the markup simpler so that it doesn't require too much custom CSS. And I took this opportunity to also add an icon in front of each asset type. So
It's so nice.
yeah, it looks a bit nicer. It was a bit sad, and it will make creating assets a bit quicker too, I guess. So
Yeah.
that's nice.
Can we still type on the keyboard to get to?
I don't think so because
Yeah.
I don't think we have implemented that in the tree view widget
Yeah.
right now. But it's something we need to do at some point.
Yeah, and I think right now it became important because
Yeah.
I
Uh,
need this feature.
well,
So.
you can still move with the arrow keys, but you can't type
Yeah,
anything.
but I do that usually. I type like
Okay.
S and C to get to the script.
All right. Yeah, but we'll do that. I guess as soon as we can't take it anymore. Sorry.
I
All
think
right.
it will be pretty soon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So just below that, I think it's related, so we can talk about the new subclient.html function.
Yep.
I put a couple of links to it right away. So basically, maybe you can show the other commit first, or actual, yeah. Where is it? I updated the pop-up somewhere. Maybe it's in another commit. I'm not sure. Maybe this one. Nope. Um, let me check real quick. But I'd like to show the difference between before and now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it should be down there.
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Yes,
Yeah.
there it is.
So in red, you have the old code, which has been removed, which was very repetitive. There was a lot of very boring lines like dot style dot style dot icon button element dot style dot, and creating elements took several lines too, because you first had to call document.createElement, then append child, then set the class name, and so on. So it was really long. And now we've got some very simple API which lets you do just subclient.html. And the first argument is, as before, the tag name, but then you can provide a class name or even multiple class names, and then you can provide lots of options. So you can do styling much more concisely, and yeah, it's very nice, I think. And so you can use this in your plugins too. So if you're working on some editors, you can use that for your own dialogues or for anything else that where you need to generate HTML on the fly. I think we will use that in the component editors too. So that would be nice. I don't think it will impact creating custom themes for Superpowers, at least not right now. That's something we need to tackle at another time. Yep.
Yeah, I was thinking about that recently, and we talked about storing the settings in local storage,
Yes.
but I don't see how we can dispatch the information to every window. Like if I have a TrueScript open, I change the
Yep.
theme. How do the already opened asset know?
I think I addressed that in the issue on GitHub. Let me pull it up. So something like, yeah, it's issue number 55. I'll pass you the link. And so let me check. Yeah, there's something called local storage events, which is part of the web platform. And it allows us to monitor any changes to the local storage across tabs. So if we do like local storage and then set a key, we'll get an event in the other tabs and we can check what changed.
Yeah, you get the old values, the new one. That's nice.
Yep. Yeah, yeah. So we should be able to update stuff live, or at least most stuff live. And then if some stuff can't be updated live, then people will just have to reload the tab. It's not that big
Yeah,
a
yeah,
deal.
that's fine. Okay. So yeah,
Right.
I think this should be not really hard to do. So I hope we can do that pretty soon too, because it's a very long ask feature. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And people are doing all kinds of stuff to replace the theme, so we should really support that
yep.
officially. All right. So what else happened recently? We've got the new toolbar style. So I think you can showcase it in the sprite editor. I started updating it.
Oh, I'm not sure I have updated it recently. Let me do
Ah,
it. Should be quite quick.
okay. Hmm, yep. So we've got also the locking mechanism that we can talk about later. But yeah, maybe we can just wait for the toolbars. By the way, if you just joined the stream and didn't look at Twitter, I just posted this week in Superpowers number 8. So there are lots of cool stuff, various games in development that you should check out, and well, the other stuff we are talking about right now. But there are lots of cool games. There's a beat 'em up by Liam, which is looking good. And Miguelito has been working on Superpowers for the last couple of weeks. He's a game developer who works with Unity most of the time, and he recently tried out Superpowers. I think he likes it quite a lot. So check out what he's doing. It's really cool.
I've got the toolbar.
Okay. So yeah, it doesn't look like much because I haven't finished updating the scene editor yet, and that's where it will be the most useful. But basically, we've now got standard toolbar style, which you can import into your editors, and it supports multiple lines. So yeah, it looks better than that basically, but I don't have a really good showcase right now. So we will update that for next week if we can. Um, but yeah, okay. So basically, up until now, toolbars were defined inside each editor, and we were duplicating the style rules everywhere, and we were diverging in some places. So now it's unified, and it works well with multiple lines too, which wasn't really easy to do, but now it works.
Maybe I can
So yeah,
change.
okay, we've got cool toolbars for all editors coming soon. Yeah, I don't think it works because it's a
Yeah,
single line, this one.
yeah,
But
yeah. Too bad.
anyway, so that's not the best demo ever, but you get the point. All right. What else did I write down?
You made a mock-up for the app.
Yep. So I want to stress out that this is not a finished mockup. Like it's just a functional mockup. So it looks very ugly, um, but but it does the job in terms of organization and stuff. So can you? Let me pull up the current look of the application, maybe, just
I
so
can
that people.
I can
Oh,
just run
you
it.
can launch it. Yeah, sure. So that people can compare. So the current version of the application has an home tab which looks pretty ugly, and it's got this whole section just for the IRC server state, and also that's not very good. So you can see on the mockup on the left, the idea is to move everything related to chat in a sidebar on the right of the window, and the news will take up most of the space. And since people were asking for a bigger, they wanted a splash screen back basically. Like several people said it was too bad that it wasn't there anymore, so it will appear on top of the news. And the other thing you can see is in the top left corner, we've got a little section where you can put your own user picture and username. So that's something you can just customize. Yeah, well, you will be able to customize, and it will be sent automatically when you connect to a server. So you won't have to type in a username every time you connect to a new server, and people will be able to see your face or your picture. So that will be nice. So yeah, I think it works pretty well like that. And when you open up chat room, you can see in the top right corner you've got international chat, and then we'll have the various language specific chat rooms. And when you open them up, they will open as tabs, just like when you open a server. Maybe you can show how it works when you open a server. So it just opens up a new tab, and we'll have tabs for the chat rooms too. So that should be nice. And you will be even able to open up tabs to talk in private with someone through the IRC server. So that can be nice too if you want to chat with someone to start a project or something, invite them to a project. Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Side question I had, the 3D basketball game you wrote used Superpowers. So no, as Pixel Robin said, it was Rose 3GS. If some people are interested in checking it out, I released the source code on GitHub. So basically, the idea for me was to do a quick multiplayer game. Like I like doing that from time to time, and at the moment, it's not very convenient with Superpowers because you end up doing the client in Superpowers, but then you can't do the server inside of Superpowers. So and then you can't really share code very easily. So that's why I decided to do it with 3GS. The other reason is that we are very much considering moving to, or at least starting a new system called Superpowers 3GS, which would have, which would expose the 3GS APIs directly, and we would take a step back with our sub dot whatever APIs, because basically what we're doing at the moment is we are wrapping 3GS inside arguably nicer API, but it takes a lot of time and it makes doing advanced stuff harder because you have to fiddle with inner objects and casting as Annie and stuff like that. And it means we have a lot of work to do to expose everything again in our own APIs, and it's really a bit of a waste of time. And since we have less time now with our new jobs, we thought it would be very interesting to experiment with moving away from our own APIs for most of the stuff, and then we can still expose some like nice APIs for stuff that we don't like in 3GS. But it would be on top of 3GS, next to it, rather than replacing 3GS with our own APIs like we tried to do earlier. And the other aspect, which is very interesting, is that it means people can reuse their knowledge of 3GS, and there are lots of tutorials about 3GS because it's basically the most used WebGL engine. Or one of the most used. I don't know how Babylon JS compares, but I think 3GS is the number one. So yep, it will attract more people, and I think in the long run it will be nicer. So we will do a test of that with Bilu, and we will see how it works out. There's many questions related to how scripts will work. We are not sure yet how behaviors could work. What else? Where our actor system will have to be a bit different too, so we'll have to look into that. But I think overall it will be an improvement. We'll see, I guess. If it doesn't work out, we can still go back to whatever we have right now. All right. Yep. I think the last thing I wanted to mention before we move on to some serious talk is the async operation stuff. I think we've got the link here. And I don't know if you had a chance to look at it a lot, Bilu?
Not really.
Okay. So, well, now's a good time. So basically, what I did is I noticed if you like set an asset in a scene on a component, and then you remove it very quickly, like let's say you enter the path of a sprite and you remove it very quickly, and you add it back, and you remove it and you add it back. What happens in Superpowers when you do that is you're sending a message to the server to say, hey, I want to be subscribed to this asset. I want to get all its updates and receive its data. And when you remove it, you send another message to unsubscribe. And the problem with that is when you subscribe to an asset, sometimes the server has to load the asset from the disk if it's been a long time since it's last been loaded. And that means the subscription becomes an asynchronous operation. So it's an operation which starts, and then the server does other stuff, and then when in the background loading the asset is done, he will get back to finishing up the subscription. And what could happen is basically you start subscribing to an asset, the server starts loading the asset, then you unsubscribe from the asset, and finally the server finishes loading the asset, and he stores that you are currently subscribed to it. even though you just unsubscribe. So you'd get some inconsistent state on the server side, and that was pretty bad. And that's a theoretical issue we knew about for, I looked on the Trello, it was 9 months ago that we wrote that this is something we should fix. And basically, we only just got around to looking, well, at least we only just found an actual issue with it a few days ago. And so I finally took some time to look into how we can fix this. And so what I used is the async lock module on npm. And what it does is it lets you declare, maybe you can zoom in a bit. And where would that be? So somewhere I should be, yeah, so here I'm creating the lock, and then we have to acquire the lock. And basically what's happened is if any other part of the code is currently locking the same lock with the same room name, then
just a string.
yes, it's just a string. Then the code inside the function won't be executed until the lock has been released. So what I'm doing is when we start a subscription, I'm having trouble with this word. When we start a subscription, we are locking the room name on the room name, and lower down when we are unsubscribing, we use the same lock name, and that means if we are currently in the process of setting up a subscription, we can't at the same time unsubscribe from it. And it will wait until the subscription is done before doing the unsubscription. Before unsubscribing. And at the bottom, you can see I had to write a definition file for it because it wasn't on definitely typed yet. But I submitted a pull request, and yeah, it's a pretty simple library. It should work well. I did lots of tests by removing and adding assets very fast, and I couldn't reproduce the bug, so that's good. And basically, now what we have to do is do that all over the project, because there are many places where we have the same potential issues. Like let's say you edit an asset, and maybe editing this asset will have to load something from the disk, or do some long-running operation, I don't know, compressing something or whatever. And we need to make sure that we don't start some asset edit operation, and while this operation is still going on, another operation, conflicting operation starts at the same time. That would be pretty bad. So in practice, this has almost never happened. So it's not that big of a deal, but I will sleep better once we've done all that.
Me too.
Yeah. Basically, we haven't slept well for 9 months since we know this is an issue.
You didn't sleep well before that either, so.
Yeah, true. I never slept pretty well, but anyway.
Okay, that's good.
Right. And so now the main thing we wanted to talk about, or at least like just to explain maybe some context, what we're going to try and do in the future is spend maybe some time at the beginning of the stream talking about what happened, but maybe not in too much details, because you can always read the weekly newsletter on GitHub. So we will spend maybe more time actually doing work over Skype together, and so you can follow along when we do that. And so today's topic we would like to discuss is the installing and updating systems and plugins in the server. Maybe you can show what we're talking about in the UI. So basically, yeah, this big white box is.
It's pretty sad.
Yep. So just to explain, maybe the goal is we want you to be able to install and remove and update very easily various systems and plugins. So a system being something like Superpowers Game, Superpowers Love, Superpowers Web, Superpowers Phaser.js, 3.js, whatever. So basically a project type. And you should be able to install and uninstall systems and then manage various plugins for those systems. Um, and so I don't know. Where are we right now with this? I think what we wanted to do is maybe start with implementing it in the command line version and then re-expose that somehow.
The
What?
command line version is already working, I think.
Right. Okay. Yeah. We've got a registry on GitHub which contains various systems.
Yes, we have.
Registry next, right? I think it. I think you need to zoom in a bit.
Oh yeah, I have to change the setting.
All right. You can't just zoom in
No.
the. Yes, you can. There's a view zoom in, zoom out, but maybe it zooms in the whole interface rather than just text.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's not that great. Boom. All right.
Take that.
Yep. So the idea is the registry will be available on GitHub, and people who are working on plugins or system will be able to send a pull request just to include the address of their system or plugin. And the app will automatically fetch the registry and display what's available, and you'll have an install button for that stuff. So can you maybe do a quick demo of
Yep.
that, the app, and then we can see how it works. Basically, Robin, we are just looking at where we are in terms of automated installation of systems and plugins. And then we will be talking a bit about how we should implement it inside the application. As I said, we are going to try and do a bit more work-oriented streams so that people can follow along as we develop some stuff on Superpowers. And so obviously feel free to ask questions or make suggestions or whatever. If you don't understand whatever's going on, we are very happy to explain. Right.
Yes.
So right now,
if
yeah.
I'm correct, this command should make me install Love2D.
So node server install Love2D, and this will automatically fetch Love2D, and we can see it appeared.
Got an error.
Oh,
Pass.
pass must be a string without null bytes. Interesting.
Great.
I'll just give it a try on my end.
Yeah.
See if
I think I still used the unzip library for that, but I don't know where. I think you used in another one somewhere.
Yeah, in the app for updating. Maybe it might be some weird issue with that. Okay, I'll just give it a try on my end. See if it crashes every time or just once.
Try the web one.
It worked for me, so I guess we've got some sort of race condition or something in the zip library, so that's something we'll have to look at. But
Yeah,
yep, okay.
Just
Okay, so you can just in a single command install a new system, and then once you start Superpowers,
I can just try to
oh yeah.
plugin too.
So the syntax is node server install, then the name of the system, a colon, and author slash plugin name, basically. So this should install custom API inside Demo.
Yep, it did.
It did. So you will have to stop and restart your server when installing stuff like that, because we can't just load it at runtime. But it's pretty quick, so that's not too bad. And now you should have a new project type. Yay! Love 2D and Superpowers Dev. Okay, so now the question is, where are we on updates right now? Is it already implemented in the command line?
Let's see. It started at least, but I don't know if it's working. So yeah, there is a stuff to update the server.
Shouldn't we remove that from the command lines? Like, I mean, should the command line be able to update itself? Like the server should be able to update itself from the command line? Or?
How would you do that?
Well, most people would be updating from the application, which is already implemented, and I don't know. Yeah, maybe it should update itself. It sounds a bit strange to me, but maybe not.
I think what I wanted to do is to download the new stuff and then move it around, but this is not what I did there. So there I first erase everything and then I download the new stuff. So if the download failed, but you don't have the
Yeah.
car anymore, which sucks.
Indeed. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we would end up with basically nothing left, which would be pretty bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's something we need to change. Maybe we should look on a GitHub issue and write down some stuff like that. So implement local server management. We've got an issue for that in the app. So
yeah, same stuff when updating a system.
Okay, yeah. So we should change both of those. And basically, what I think we should do is, I think we discussed it earlier, but tell me if that makes sense to you. I think we should create a separate file for that, like update.ts or something like that, and it should expose various functions to do to download a new release, to update the core, update the system, and so on. And then the app can load that directly or call that file directly to do something. Because like, I feel if we just call through the command line, it will be a bit fragile, and we won't be able to have nice progress bars and stuff like that.
Yeah, right. But I don't think we can request code from the core within the app easily. No.
I think we should be able to just by like what we should do, I think, is fork a process, like just like we do for the server.
Yeah.
And well, basically, there's two things we can do. We can maybe just fork a process like we do when we start the server and actually use the command line, but we could send some events just like we do for
Outputting message.
Yeah. So like, I think if you go in start.ts, you can see we've got some process that send.
Yeah.
when the server starts. Yep, right here. Type started, just in the middle of the screen.
Where?
Down, down. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So what this does is it allows us to update the user interface inside the application to go from a starting server to server started, basically. And maybe we could just use the same thing in the various commands to let the server to let the app know whether something worked or failed. I think it makes sense. I think you will find that. Yep, somewhere here on data on server message. Yep. And then we look at the type of server message. Okay, so basically we wouldn't be using it through local server.ts. We would have some other like update manage, I don't know. But it would be another process basically because the server process is for long running stuff, and we would have some way to do a short operation that would send. Well, maybe we can reuse this. I don't know.
I don't think we will want to have a server running while we update
No,
stuff.
no, definitely not. Yeah, that would be pretty bad. Yeah.
So I guess we can use the same stuff. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe just have so we got start and stop server, and we could have run server command.
Yeah.
Yep, and then we would forward the various messages to the settings UI. So I think basically what we need to do is remove some of the stuff we did in Update Manager inside the application, like maybe the application shouldn't take care of updating systems, or does that already? I don't know.
I think it does just the core.
Okay,
And
okay.
it should
So
do just that. Probably.
yep. We should probably remove the rest, and well, yeah. So we do need to be able to update to download the core the first time. So we'll have some duplication because like we've got that code inside the core, and we will have it inside the app too.
Yes.
But we don't have much of a choice here, so I guess that's not too bad.
Yep.
Okay. Yep. But then everything for the various systems should be removed. And so
I
what?
think we can remove this stuff now.
Oh yeah. I'm not sure actually. Can we?
Oh
No. I think we can remove it for when we import and re-export something
Yeah,
because that was a TypeScript compiler bug, but they fixed that. Okay. Yes. So I think the. So what would we do? Like on startup of the app, we would check if the core is installed and make sure that it is up to date. And if not, we would offer to update it and or install it. And then we would start up the server with a command to check for updates. Like we would use a local server dot run server command run command, and we would run check for updates, and it would send back a JSON object as an event.
Right now we don't have this kind of command, so is it useful on the command line? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I think we should have basically everything in the command line too.
We want to have a recap of what's going on and what needs to be updated and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so that means basically we can pretty easily focus on making sure everything works in the command line, and then we just have to update the commands to send some process message. Uh, and then we can build the UI for it on top of that pretty easily, I think.
Yeah, looks like we can.
Anatagawa is saying it would be pretty cool to be able to specify where the server is and not have it necessarily in the user data path.
You can do that now?
You can do it if you install your own server, but not if you're using the app.
I thought we put
But
a
but
setting.
no, you can.
No.
But I don't see what's the point really. Like I think we should be able to set up. No.
Yeah, I think
Not
it's
sure.
it could work for a portable version. Not say that
Mm.
you can have it on a USB key, and you want both the app and the project stored in it.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Don't we check already if like the application is next to the core somewhere? If we find the core next to the application, then we don't install it.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Let me check real quick. Because if we don't, we should do that. Basically, we should allow having like the app and the core next to one another, and if we find them next to one another, then next to each other, then we don't need to look into the user data folder or something like that.
I think it's too specific. An option to tell where the stuff is better, because if I don't want to have my stuff at the same level of the app, then it won't work either. I don't think it's a good
But
solution.
who would want that? Like I don't know, but like you can put the app along with the server. It makes sense to keep them together, doesn't it?
Yeah, but why exactly on the same hierarchical level? I mean, I don't know, but I think it would be better and easier to handle if it's just a
But
path you can
yeah.
edit.
I feel like it's weird to offer some configuration for something that very few people will do, and we can provide just one way to do it if you need it, and then it works good enough. But I don't know.
I
So
don't know.
just want to check like get user data. How does it work? Um, So we look for app data superpowers everywhere, and then we create the folder. And where do we look for the local server? Server path is settings.user data path / core and so on. Okay. But isn't there some way to launch the application by and specifying the user data path?
Not anymore. The app always always thinks that it is in the user data
Ah,
storage stuff. But
okay.
we changed that recently. Before I don't remember, but it was different, and we changed that. But,
Okay, yeah. That reminds that rings a bell. Okay, so um, basically, what we would want to have is um, a small config file for the application itself, where we can store the location of the core. I don't know. I feel like it would be simpler to just change get user data so that it first looks for a folder named core next to the app folder, and if it finds one, then it will use that as the local folder, as a user folder.
I don't know. Maybe.
Hey Kamak, and everyone else who I didn't say hi to. um, yeah.
Yeah. So
I mean, basically, there are three cases that we want to support. We want regular users to just download the application and not care about where stuff is stored, and stuff will be stored inside user data because that's where it makes sense. We want developers to be able to easily test things with the regular server, with the development server.
Yeah.
So
And
this will be covered.
Yeah,
Yep.
okay.
Yeah,
What
this would be
Sorry.
this would be covered by checking if there's a core folder next to the app folder.
Yes.
Right now, we don't have an easy way to do that, and,
No.
and it will be a problem. Yep.
Yep.
And if we do that, then if you want to put Superpowers on a flash drive, then it works because you just have to put like you create a folder named Superpowers, and inside of it you put app and core next to one another, and you're good to go.
Yeah, maybe it's enough. Yeah. We can start with that and
Yeah, okay, yeah. I think it's the easiest thing to do, so we should start with that, and then if people complain some more, then we can always try something more complicated. So I'll write down that we should do that in an issue. Allow loading core from the Power Score from folder next to the app.
just a sec, I'm gonna be right back.
Okay. We should load user data from there too. Okay, so here's the link for that one. And I also wanted to write down the bug we had. So we should switch from basically the bug we had earlier where it crashed for Biloo is that we're using the wrong zip library, I think. So I'll write that down. We should switch zip library to fix random crashes when installing a system. And we should. What was the other thing? I wrote down that we should fix the random crashes when installing a system by switching to another zip library. And yeah, we wanted to only delete stuff once we have successfully downloaded the new version.
Yes.
We should switch. Should only delete core or systems once the new version has been successfully downloaded. Okay. So I added that as a comment on the app.
Okay.
Okay. So I think we've covered most of the things. Like, is there something else that we should discuss before we can actually work on that stuff? Like, I mean, in terms of user interface, the only thing I'm worried about is that maybe it will be a bit, how do you say, serré, tight.
Tight.
Yeah, narrow. Yeah. Like, we want to find some room to search for systems, manage currently installed systems, and manage plugins. So that might be not very easy. Is there some sort of program we can use to like do a mockup together?
You can use Google stuff, Draw, or I don't know the name,
Um, hmm, yes, maybe.
on Google Drive.
Okay, yeah. You can create a document maybe,
Yeah,
or I can do that and invite you. Maybe it's simpler. I don't know.
both. Yeah,
Yeah,
Google Drawing, I think, is the
yeah,
way.
yeah. Let's check it out. Yes, we're still talking about the plugin system, Robin. We have we have settled various design questions in terms of code, and now we are going to do a little mock-up of what it could look like in the user interface.
So, do I have your mail? I have you on Hangout. Can I see your email? Yes, I can. Okay, I sent you the invitation.
Okay. Where is it? Which email did you? Yeah, maybe don't tell my email on the stream,
Yeah,
but
I will write it on Skype.
yep, that's the correct one. Okay. So why
I think
shared with? Yep. Okay. Okay.
okay.
Yeah. I don't know why I didn't get a notification, but it's appeared.
Hey, Pixel, how are you doing?
I don't think he can hear you. So
Ah, shit.
he's doing fine.
Great.
Okay. Shapes. All right. So maybe we can start by copy pasting an image of the current app. Very nice. Very nice line. I will do that.
Okay.
Settings. There we go. Yep. Okay. Is it correctly aligned? Yep. It's pretty funny because I'm watching the same thing 3 times. Once on Twitch, once on Skype, and once on my own Google Drive account.
Yep.
Okay. So what do we need exactly? Let's just write it down for now. We need list installed systems, list of installed system. Um List search for system and list of install system. We need to like display the name, version, and whether there's an update.
Yeah.
And for each system, we probably want to list all the plugins inside of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Should we use? I guess the most efficient way to display that is to use tree view, so that we can like toggle various systems and look at their plugins by author folder or something like that.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Okay. So we'll need a refresh button since we don't have a real-time list of which systems are installed, but it shouldn't change much. But having a refresh button should be useful. So
Yeah.
we can have that at the top.
Maybe we should display both install and uninstall systems. Maybe install systems first, but we can always have the uninstall when you scroll and there is a button to install it.
Okay, I was thinking maybe we will end up with too many of them to display them all, but maybe not. And yeah, I mean it doesn't really matter if they are at the bottom in
Yeah.
like gray or something. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good
And
idea. Yeah.
maybe we can just put it in the uninstall folder if we need to, but
Yeah, or we could have just two review one on top of the other if it becomes too weird. But
Yeah.
yeah, okay. So like maybe what we could do is like refresh would both update the local list of installed system and fetch the registry
Yeah.
and update them both.
Yeah.
And then we can have a filter just to like you can type something and it would hide systems which don't contain this,
Yeah.
and so you can easily find system to install or even find your own systems and update them, so that would be pretty useful, I think.
Yes.
um, and that means we actually like don't need too much room. We need some information about the various systems. So the one thing I'm wondering is whether we want to have like um, this. Let me draw a box, maybe if I can find how to do it. Shape box. Yeah, we would have. Okay, that wasn't supposed to be on top. Okay, all right. So this would be the main area, and then this is really not very convenient. Okay. Yep. Okay. And then below that, we would have information about the currently selected system or plugin, depending on.
Maybe we should display plugin inside system and same stuff display both install and not install.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we could do that. I'm a bit worried about getting getting out of hand at some point, but I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know.
I mean, we won't have hundreds of plugins right away, so we can always redesign it later if really it becomes an issue. But
Yeah.
with the filter, like it should work pretty well.
Yeah.
Okay, so list of installed. Oh, come on. I've got and available systems and install and available plugins, basically.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so this might actually fit. Like it might be a bit tight, but people can always make the window bigger if they want.
Yeah.
So it just need to fit.
Shit. I guess the second panel can be less a bit.
Yes. Basically, what do we want to put in there? Like the description
Yeah.
that we already have, and a link to. So maybe yes. Selected system plugin description. Um, link to repository. Eventually, maybe a website.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we should have some kind of info on the registry.
All right. What was the plan? I think we wanted to like fetch a file inside the repository to get the description and stuff.
Yeah, we have one already, I think, somewhere.
Yeah, maybe.
Uh,
All right. Yeah, in public.
yes, it's local.
Well,
Yeah, this one. We have a description.
okay. Okay. Yeah. So we would fetch this one from the repository right away. The only thing that I can see as a problem here is that the title needs to be available right away. So and we don't want to like fetch all the JSON files for all systems every time we open up the server settings.
Yes, right.
So we should probably add some title here. I'm not sure we actually want to localize the title. I don't know. Well, maybe we want like let's say someone does um, a system that we with a very descriptive name. You want to be able to translate it in French or whatever other languages. So. But maybe in the registry it would stay in English because like I mean it would be pretty weird to have like a lot of different titles.
Maybe on this list,
It would be in English and then yeah and we can fetch the French the localized version
yeah, seems maybe a bit
down.
weird, but
Yeah, it's not perfect, but I mean sounds like a reasonable thing to do. And then at some point in the future, we might end up with a different registry system with an actual server that would return the stuff in your own language.
yeah, yeah,
So
okay,
we will see, but I think for now it's good enough.
okay.
All right. So we would probably want to have like install or or remove button and update button where applicable. That should fit, I think. Yep, that should do it. And then we can have like, yep, this is pretty good because we want refresh is a global button, then filter in the middle, and to the right we would have system or plugin specific actions.
I would have put those buttons down where
Oh,
there is the info.
yes. You're right. That makes more sense. Let's duplicate this. And yes, perfect. I like it.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Yep, that seems to make more sense.
Yes.
All right. Um, what else are we forgetting? Maybe.
Chat, give us a hint.
Sup, Harbel. Welcome to the stream. Hmm. I expected it would be more complicated, but actually, it's not too bad.
Yeah, yeah, some for me, but yeah.
Okay. So, like, yeah, okay. We've got a great solution for the command line and for communicating with it, and we've got basic layout for the UI. So, I think we will be able to implement this. We're not going to do that on stream because it would be very long, and the stream already has been running for an hour and a half, I think.
Yeah.
Um, so basically, I think I will find some time to work on it this weekend. I don't know about you, Bidu.
I don't know either.
Okay.
Maybe Sunday, but Saturday I don't think so.
Okay, we'll see. I'll try to do some work on it anyway, and I guess we will see how far along we went next week.
Yes.
Regarding streams, we want to do mainly two things. This kind of stream where we mostly discuss design and implementation and stuff like that. And obviously, the other kind of stream we want to do is what we did with Pac-Man last week,
Yeah.
workshops and stuff like that. If you have suggestions about stuff you'd like to see, feel free to send them on Twitter at Superpowers Dev. And yeah, I mean, if anybody has any more questions, we can stay for another 5 minutes, and then we will end the stream, I think.
Yep.
Okay. So once again, if you joined during the stream, we just released a new asset pack, which is pretty cool for doing top-down RPG kind of stuff. Hello, Jonas. You just came at the end of the stream. And as always, you can check out This Week in Superpowers on the wiki, you've got all the various editions right here. There's quite a lot to see. Can we restart from the beginning?
Nope.
No, no.
But you can watch the replay.
Yeah, yep. I will make sure to upload it to YouTube. It works one time out of two, but but I can always retry. So I managed to make it work last time, and I was worried about the 2 hour upload limit. And I think that's only on Hitbox because I was able to upload like 2 hours and 20 minutes
Okay.
on Twitch. So
Neat.
that's pretty cool because we tend to have pretty long streams. So, yeah.
And the replay on Twitch works as well, no?
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, so there's always that, but the replay on Twitch only kept for like 2 days or something like that.
Oh, really?
Yep. No, no, not 2 days. 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah. But they, I think it was 2 years ago or something like that. They decided that they didn't want to store videos long term
Yeah,
because
makes sense.
yeah, I mean it's not their job, and YouTube is much better for that anyway. So
Yeah. And on Twitch, you also got to see the chat, right?
yes, yes, that is pretty cool. Although now that I think about it, you can highlight parts of a stream, and those will be kept forever.
Okay.
So like, but I think those highlights are limited to 2 hours.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's not very convenient for our streams. But yes, saving the chat on would be pretty nice to, especially during workshops when we answer questions and stuff like
Yep.
that.
Right.
Anyway, people will have to look at the streams pretty fast before they are deleted, or they will have to look at the VOD on YouTube.
Okay. Well,
All right.
since you have no more question,
Yep.
we're gonna thank you for staying with us tonight. It was fun.
Yep. Okay. See you next week, and have a good one. Bye.
See ya.